What are palato-alveolar fricatives? Palato-alveolar fricatives are fricative sounds or consonantals that are articulated using both the hard palate and the alveolar ridge, places of articulation in the roof of the mouth. Fricatives are consonant sounds or consonantals whose articulation result in friction, earning them their name, fricatives. They are produced by a narrowing in the mouth, creating a little opening for the pulmonic egress of air to escape from the mouth. The obstruction created in the mouth in the course of their articulation results in friction, the dragging sound that accompanies fricative sounds. They are also known as continuants as they can keep being articulated as long as there is enough air in the lungs. Palato-alveolar fricatives are fricative sounds that are produced with two passive articulators, the hard palate and the alveolar ridge, and an active articulator, the tongue. The hard palate is the hard part of the roof of the mouth just after the alveolar ridge, which is located after the upper teeth. The alveolar ridge is the small lump right after the upper teeth. You can feel it by using your tongue. Place your tongue on your upper teeth and then move it slowly into your mouth, the roof of your mouth. Once your tongue ceases to make contact with your upper teeth, you would feel a little bump or lump, that is the alveolar ridge. In the articulation of palato-alveolar fricatives, the front of the tongue is raised very close to the hard palate such that the blades of the tongue slightly make contact with the upper teeth. However, the front of the tongue does not make contact with the hard palate in the articulation process, but is brought very close to the hard palate such that there is a very narrow gap between them. Simultaneously, the tip of the tongue is raised slightly towards the alveolar ridge, though the distance between the tip of the tongue and the alveolar ridge is not as pronounced as that between the front of the tongue and the hard palate. Palato-alveolar fricatives are realized when air is made to find its way out through the small gap or opening between the front of the tongue and the hard palate, which results in friction. There are only two types of palato-alveolar fricatives in the English language, namely, the sh sound and the genre sound. The sh sound is a voiceless palato-alveolar fricative sound. It is voiceless because there is no vibration of the vocal cords in the course of its articulation. It is usually voiceless at word initial positions, but it can be voiced in some other contexts during which there is a puff of air in its articulation known as aspiration. In such cases, it is classified as a fortis sound, that is, strongly produced. It can occur in a number of positions, namely, word initial, word medial, and word final positions. For example, at word initial positions, shoe, shoulder, shun, Charlotte, chef. At medial positions, blusher, gossan, mushrooms, dashboard, mashup. At final positions, brush, mesh, trash, Porsche, brandish. The voiceless palato-alveolar fricative, she, can be graphically represented by sh, che, and ch. For example, wash, Porsche, and chef. Pronunciation tip: most voiceless palato-alveolar fricative sounds are graphically represented by sh. The genre sound is a voiced palato-alveolar fricative sound. It is voiced because of the vibration of the vocal cords in the course of its articulation. Even though it is voiced at word initial positions, it may lose its voicing in some other contexts during which it is classified as a leanness sound, weakly produced due to absence of aspiration, additional puff of air in its articulation. It can occur in a number of positions, namely, word initial, word medial, and word final positions. For example, at initial positions, genre, gendarme, gig, Jacques, J-bot. At medial positions, treasure, luxurious, vision, pleasure, seizure. At word final positions, beige, collage, mirage, sabotage, rouge. Note: most words with a genre sound are French words. The genre sound can be graphically represented by Z, Sh, S, X, G, J, etc. For example, vision, beige, luxury, genre, and J-bot. See you soon.